If there is a God who created our universe, then it would have been able to predict with certainty that there would be evil. Is it not evil to fashion an environment where evil can take opportunity and flourish? This question precedes free will. Before anybody had any choices, God made a choice for evil to have certain opportunity and created creatures weak, ignorant, or dumb enough to succumb to it. In Christian theology, I am dumbfounded on how God does not carry any responsibility for his creation. Furthermore, if God has known all along that there will be no evil within a perfect future heaven for an eternity, why didn't he just make it that way to begin with? Why even create a universe in which billions of people will suffer and ultimately end up in hell? As clearly as this logic appeals to most rational minds, the power of indoctrination is at work on the Christians who have fabricated a defense. They will tell you that this Abrahamic God has designed a test of free will to find out whether or not we will believe in, obey, and love this particular God. This is a jealous God who desires our love and adoration to be genuine. However, if in heaven we are recreated into a new being that is unable to sin and only love this God, then what does a prior test for sincerity even matter? You will not be who you are now. You will be made into a new, sin-free being. Such a test would only have sincere or genuine validity if you remained the same you. There are further problems with this argument. God could have easily created a world where humans can think of doing evil and be endowed with guilt, but the attempt to carry it out is thwarted by some measure. For example, I decide I want to stab a young child with a knife, but the moment I try to do so, the knife dematerializes because the child is not deserving of such atrocity. Tests could be passed or failed without the suffering of an undeserving victim. God could have also created a world whereas each one of us is in a simulation to our own, and everybody else is not actually real or capable of feeling anything at all. They are just artificially intelligent actors on a stage. In this way, we could be tested and punished, even suffer eternally in hell, since this is God's twisted sense of justice, and no others would be affected. My point is, God is God. He could easily create a scenario where evil can be performed without hurting others. God has intentionally created an environment for evil to not only flourish, but to produce great suffering for all. Rather than a rapist simply experiencing free will, it is far more important to this God that the child being raped and tortured will actually feel, experience, and live with the torment. Neither does it make any sense whatsoever to put trillions of animals through suffering. What did they do wrong? When applying unbiased critical thinking to a Christian theology, it becomes impossible not to attribute evil, suffering, and torment as God's intentional and obsessive desire. I would put forth that if there is some kind of omni-intelligence behind life and existence, it is completely indifferent to our pains and suffering. Stay strong and wise, my friends.
I don't believe in masquerades. I don't believe that you're okay. I don't believe that God will save. Only you can solve sold you. They